The presidential election of 2016 is going to go down in history as one of the saddest social commentaries on the state of America. From the presidential candidates running for president to the citizens who are supposed to pick the candidates of the two political parties running for president, we see that most Americans are politically retarded. Why do I call them politically retarded? Because only people who have no understanding of the political process behave this way. When I look at the presidential candidates, not a single one has laid out a platform for a focus or a direction for where they want to take the country in. Instead, they spend most of their time going into ad hominem attacks at each other and never ever once talking about the issues. And when I look at the citizens who are supposed to vote for president, none of them are focusing on the platforms or the issues that the candidates are discussing. Instead, they are getting riled up with their emotions and supporting a candidate based on emotion, not on a logical debate of their platform or their ideals or the goals that they want to set out for the country. Now, your president, as any fourth grader would know from an American history class, is the executive branch of the office of the United States government. And the executive branch, requires someone with leadership skills, someone who can focus, someone who has an understanding of the issues that the country needs to focus on, and someone who can set a direction for the country. But when I look at these candidates, not a single one of them presents a perspective of a leader. All they do is go into emotional arguments talking about ideals like making America great again. That's a nice ideal, but that's not a goal that a president can set that people can get behind. That's not part of a platform that a president can set for his agenda. And I look at these candidates, and again, not a single one has a solid platform to stand on. I look at most of them, and they are not fit for leadership. They are not fit for duty. And sadly, most of the American people do not even understand their own government to understand that they can reject all of these candidates themselves by either voting none of the above or insisting on writing in that same thing. And you don't have to pick any of the two candidates from the two major political parties. Again, any fourth grader would understand this. And what they would do is say, I want to go with one of these independent candidates, or I want to go with a third party candidate. But again, most Americans, because they're politically retarded and don't understand the political process, believe that they have to go out and do things like protest a candidate they don't like Donald Trump. This is completely insane. You do not have to protest a candidate. What people do when there's a candidate they don't like is they wait till the general election and then they vote for another candidate. And again, in your Constitution that says, we the people, you can pick whatever candidate you want. Unfortunately, most Americans are so politically retarded, they don't even understand what's in their own Constitution. And they don't even understand what Thomas Jefferson said many years ago when he said, when a government doesn't work, you can put off that government and put on a new government. And that's something you can do basically with your own votes and participating in the political process. Unfortunately, again, because most of these people are politically retarded, they're going to go out here and say they're going to protest Donald Trump because he's a popular candidate. Again, if you don't like this candidate, what you can do is not vote for that candidate. And to get upset during these political primaries about Donald Trump, shows how backwards many people are. Again, he is vying for the nomination for the Republican representative for the President of the United States. If you don't want to vote for the Republican candidate in the general election in November, what you can do is not vote for him. And if you don't like Hillary Clinton, you can not vote for her. Again, there are other candidates you can pick for president. Unfortunately, most Americans, because they don't want to do the homework and they don't want to do the research and find out who these other candidates are, what they want to do is pick one of the lesser two evils. And this again shows the political retardation of most Americans. They would rather pick a presidential candidate that is hand selected for them rather than go out and put off a government that does not work for them and follow the principles Thomas Jefferson established many years ago and said that we could do. He said we could take off this government if it doesn't work and put on a new government. And that's very simple because that's the power that we the people have regarding the United States Constitution. Unfortunately, most Americans, even with all of their college degrees and all of their college educations, lack the critical thinking skills to understand the political process established in that Constitution, those checks and balances that are part of your United States government, and those powers that we the people have regarding our own country. Again, this country was founded by we the people, and we the people can set the direction and tone for where we want to go. And the big problem I see with the United States is that we the people don't want to take power because we don't want to take responsibility for the direction of our country. We the people don't want to be leaders in our own communities, again, because we the people don't want to be responsible for anything. We the people want someone else to take responsibility for things, and because we the people don't want to take responsibility for ourselves, we the people allow our country to fall into ruin. And this is why we have this sad state of affairs regarding our presidential election, and this is why the United States is in decline, because we the people don't want to be responsible for the state of our union.